Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about transit Venus, sextile, or trine one's natal north node. Now, this transit may manifest in love, enjoyment, your relationships, money, values. These things can be in harmony with your future and destiny. I mean, for example, I'm going to elaborate on this. If you have you're in a relationship, or even you have important friendships, which most of us do, they'll be more in favor of what you believe your future is, your destiny. I mean, I have my natal north node in Pisces in the 11th house in my chart, so mine is continuing um, to pursue metaphysical, which includes astrology, aspirations. It could be also sacrificing in group-related situations, learning to be more forgiving of friends or people that may have used to be friends in my case. And when you have that, the relationships can be more in harmony with that at this time. And the people, again, that would include romantic connections and significant friendships, and also too, people. It's also a time where you may have more of the money to be able to put in to whatever it is that's connected with your future destiny, or I should say, you may be making the money that's associated with it. This is something, in a lot of cases, the North Node is going to be, something career related, work related. So it might be a time where you may be coming into even a little bit more money than you're accustomed to in connection with. If you're already in, say, you're in some professional career or what have you, and obviously when you're in some business, or you're in employment, you're making money regularly anyway. If you're getting, like, say, a paycheck, or in a business, most businesses, you're generally bringing in money consistently. But when you have this transit, it might be more of an opportunity to get a little bit more. Or if you're trying to put some money into your business, it's either a time where you have the money to spare, or it's a time where, even if you had a lot of money, if you were somebody that was in a, say, a flourishing, thriving business, this is the time where you would feel more apt to spend the money in connection with it, which would be associated with what your mission, your purpose is at that time, which is the North Node. Now, another thing is that the North Node is what we can see is, it could be preordained, and what we feel, again, going back to the destiny part of the North Node, and it's something where you may have more value in these things right now. What you feel you're destined for, what you believe is preordained for you, and it might be a time where you have the right amount of enjoyment in connection with this. Remember, Venus is about what we love, and it's what we enjoy. And this is something, when you have this transit, you're more apt to have enjoyment in the pursuit of what you believe is preordained, what you believe may be predestined for you. And North Node is where you feel, where you're directed to at this time. You're moving forward. It's the direction you're trying to go in. And it's a time where the people, again, the relationships, which include your significant friendships and romantic connections, this is the time where they may be more in support of where you're going, where your future lies, where you are being directed to, at this point in time. If you have the natal you know, North Node, say it's in Gemini in the ninth house, it could be taking a wide divergence of college courses, diversifying collegiately, so to speak, or being able to develop manifold philosophies, being flexible in your belief system at this time, adaptable in that belief system, in your opinions, in your philosophies. And it's also a time to, when you have this transit, it's a time where, again, where the relationships can be beneficial toward what your future is, what your purpose would be. At this point in time, if the natal North Node, say, is in Capricorn in the fourth house, as an example, It could be simply trying to attain structure and discipline in one's home life, or maybe doing some business out of the home, or with someone that you're simply close to home with. And North Node is about the development, of the positive attributes of the placement. Now, many of you may know, the South Node, is what you're trying to go away from. It doesn't mean you're going to eradicate the South Node energy completely. I mean, I believe I incorporate some of that South Node energy with my North Node energy. Because when I do my astrology videos, I'm bringing some of that, I believe that South Node, that analytical Virgo energy, into the astrology videos. And of course, Pisces can be the Pisces North Node, and Pisces can be associated with film, with videos, and metaphysical, which includes astrology. And Pisces is also seeing the whole picture as well. But the thing about, but I think I incorporate that, but you are supposed to emphasize that North Node more, especially that second part of life, which let's say be like age 35 and over. And anyway, but it's the development of those positive attributes of the placement, which can be more of an enjoyment for you at this time. You may feel more like like pursuing that if you have your North Node, natal North Node in Virgo. It could be analytical, detail-oriented qualities, being very punctilious with details, organized, being able to compartmentalize and dissect things. It's about it's also a time to keep in mind the North Node also can reflect issues that one may have to address and confront. And say if you have like a physical related issue, and that's say if you have your natal North Node in the first or sixth house, especially because the first house corresponds with the physical body, and the sixth house is associated with physical health related issues. It could be a time where you may have that money to be able to take care of those things that need to be addressed and confronted. And in those examples, it could be very well be a physical related matter, but whatever it might be, this is the time where you could get more of the support from the people that your relationships, which include significant friendships and romantic connections. And remember that Venus is also about our self-worth, self-esteem, and how we feel about ourselves. And this is the time to be able, if issues have need to be addressed and confronted, whether it's a living situation or you have to confront somebody about a matter, if it's a health-related issue, this is a time where you might feel more better about yourself, and in doing so at this point in time. And the thing about North Node 2, it's also, keep in mind, it's associated with what you're learning and aspiring to be. It's a continual development of the qualities, the attributes that are associated with the North Node placement. If you have your natal North Node, say it's in Scorpio in the second house, it could be about gaining more power and control over your own finances. And it's a time where this is a time where you could just do these things. I mean, you're talking about sextile and trine aspects are auspicious. They are very, very positive. It's a time where you could do this very, very peacefully. If you're trying to do something, say you're in solitude and seclusion, you're trying to do something associated with the North Node placement and peace, this is the opportunity where you can do it with little diversion or distraction. And the qualities, again, the North Node is associated with what you're learning and aspiring to be. And this is a time where you could develop those qualities in a more peaceful setting, I would say, more so than usual. And for finding out what you have to do to actually develop those qualities and attributes. Now, another way this transit could manifest, it could be where relationships, which is Venus, can be more in harmony again with the positive qualities and attributes of the placement that you're trying to develop, and that's the North Node. Let's say, for example, if the natal North Node is in Pisces, it could be about forgiveness, compassion, altruism, self-sacrificing as some examples. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, could also be a time where it's auspicious to receive money, which is Venus, for your future, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, for example, if you have the natal North Node in Taurus in the 9th house, it could be taking architecture, agriculture, or geology, which is Taurus, in college, which is the 9th house. It could also be a time for where it's very positive for peaceful, which is Venus, interaction with those that are prominent in your mission, your purpose, which is the North Node. If the natal North Node is in Scorpio in the 11th house as an example, it could be doing something complex, which is Scorpio, in astronomy, computers, which is the 11th house. It also could be a time for enjoying, which is Venus, what you're learning and aspiring to be, and that's the North Node. If the North Node, say, is in Virgo in your 3rd house, it could be diagnosing and analyzing. It could be vehicles, and diagnosing and analysis is connected with Virgo, cars, things with local transportation. That's 3rd house. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.